lads. Well, there's only one task left for me to do, and a delightful one it is at that. We've all missed Harry since he went away to England to make his fortune. So we're very pleased to see him back here today, away from his hurly-burly world of international business and banking. So I was wondering, can you still stand? No, seriously. I was wondering if you'd care to delight us with a song the way you did in the old days.
No, I couldn't. The voice is gone. No, that's gone.
You can't be shy with us. Noreen, will you ask him? No man can refuse a bride on her wedding day.
Oh, come on, Harry. You're not too grand for us now, are you?
Give him another drink, that'll do it.
That's the way.
My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. She stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. Then she stepped away from me, and she moved. I never knew you were interested in bees, Michael.
Oh, no, I wasn't. But I saw this program on the satellite television about honey on the common market, and I thought, if you want to be big, you have to think big. Isn't that right, Harry?
Absolutely.
Now, what do you think of that?
It's a marvelous sight, isn't it?
The Japanese of the insect world. No trade union disputes, strong on corporate identity, all working for each other. High productivity, low overheads, and they don't even need to be fed. There's a fortune to be made out of bees, Harry, an absolute fortune. Now look at that for mass production. I can hardly keep up with the jars.
That's marvelous. Well, I'm glad to see that you're making something of yourself at last, Michael.
That's what it takes, initiative. Didn't you say that yourself?
Oh, no. Oh, lovely. Slouch you what?
Good luck. If only the EEC were as generous with their money as they are with their advice.
What?
Brussels, Europe, the economic community. It's still the rich man's club. Subsidies for France and Germany and the cold shoulder for the likes of me.
I thought you said that...
There is no market for honey in Ireland, Harry. We're up to our backsides, and as you can see... Would you like to try some? It's the finest you'll ever taste.
Smells sort of tangy.
It sells by the bucket load in London. Irish honey. A man can charge whatever he likes for it.
Is that right?
Oh, yes. The city ladies in their little leotards eat nothing else when on their exercise bicycles.
God, you ought to export it to London, so you'd be made for life.
Would you like another one?
I always dreamed about this, you know. Dancing in a small nightclub with a tall, dark, handsome RAF officer.
Just being silly.
It's true. Even when Bob were alive, I used to love those Battle of Britain movies. You know, Kenneth More, Richard Todd, Mary Peach in a trim little size 12, stiff upper lip, reaching for the sky.
Romantic nonsense. I am retired, you know.
Once a high flyer, always a high flyer. Will you take me up one day? Just the two of us. Show me the England the Spitfires saw.
I'm not quite that old.
Just teasing, Air Commodore. Just teasing.
think we can do another one, don't you?
I think you're terrific.
Do you? Do you really, Myrtle? Look, I don't want to appear forward.
You be as forward as you like, Chuck. It's been a long time.
Oh, yes. Well, I was just thinking, perhaps if you get to know me better.
Yes.
Oh! Oh!
Guy? What is it? What is it? Is it a migraine? A headache? Waiter! Waiter!
No. It's all right, darling. I'll be fine.
Is everything all right?
I think he's having some kind of attack.
Can I get anything?
I don't know.
It's all right, Myrtle. It's easing now.
Do you need a doctor?
No. No, thank you. Sorry to cause such a fuss. I'm all right now.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Sorry to spoil the evening.
Silly boy.
No people like your old people. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. You can't. You can't.
Lay him in the passenger seat there.
God bless you, Father. I'm not sure I should be driving, you know. I've had one or two.
Don't worry. Kieran's going to drive you to Dublin and leave you onto the boat. So you'll be all right.
Right.
The documents are in the glove compartment. Make sure you see him to his cabin. He'll be in England before he wakes up. Have a safe journey then, Harry. It was lovely to see you. Thanks for the check. The rest will be in the lorry tomorrow. Goodbye now. Good luck. Bye.
This'll put the roses back in your cheeks, cherub.
You shouldn't spoil me, Myrtle. I'm as right as rain now.
Maybe. But you had me worried back there. Have you had anything like this before?
Well, yes, I've had one or two headaches recently, yes.
You should see a doctor.
Well, if it happens again.
It's nothing worse than illness. That's what my Bob used to say.
Was he ill for very long?
About 30 seconds. He went from the tennis court to the grave in one serve and a volley.
How terrible.
He never suffered. It doesn't matter what you own, Myrtle Webster, if you haven't got your health. That's what he used to say.
A wise man.
Do you know? He once estimated that the company had made enough tin cans to put a ring 2.5 times round the globe, each one with his name on.
It's a funny old world.
Isn't it? You were a great one for packaging, was Bob. It don't matter what's in the can, so long as label's attractive, Myrtle. That's what he used to say. Me, I believe in packaging the person.
Ah, yes.
Looks, clothes, smells, especially smells.
Of course.
After all, you know what French women dab behind their ears to excite their men, don't you?
I believe I have heard, yes.
Not that you need any of that, you naughty boy. Guy, before you were taken queer back there, I got the feeling you were about to ask me something.
Ah. Well, I hardly like to suggest it. Since we met, you've made such a difference to my life.
We are both lonely people.
And I was hoping that perhaps we might one day...
Guy, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It isn't just my money, is it? You do love me.
Oh, with all my heart.
All right.
Nothing that a tree and a length of rope couldn't cure.
What is it, a hangover?
More like a flyover through the middle of the skull.
You want to try one of these? Original Wrigley Williams hangover cure.
Does it work?
I don't know. As well as anything, I suppose. Take care.
An original herbal remedy for an original Irish hermit with garlic.
60,000 jars. 60? What did you pay, for heaven's sake?
25.
25,000 pounds?
I got a good price. I'll double it.
You'll lose the lot.
Are you crazy? This is liquid gold.
Oh, yes. Good wedding, was it?
I don't remember.
The man who prides himself on his native low-down cunning, Cassidy. I'd say they made a frog's ear out of you. You better cancel the check and send the stuff back.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I can't cancel it.
Of course you can. You've been conned. People cancel checks to us all the time.
It would be losing face. In their own way, they're very proud of me in Ireland. Since I came out of jail anyway. They think I've done well. What would they say if they thought I could be taken in by any old jigger button in a pair of wellies?
Say you were a fool and they'd be right.
I've got to make a success of it.
Oh, that's Celtic pride talking. Cut your losses before you cut your throat. 25,000 is all you've got in the world.
They need it more than I do. We've got to sell the stuff.
What do you mean we're going to have to sell the stuff? Not we, Cassidy. You. You're going to have to resell it. I can tell you now you won't be able to.
How's the end of the rainbow?
Myrtle? She said yes.
Did she? Well, just you remember, you're going to need me before that particular jig is up. So if you don't mind, I'll expect some cooperation on this.
Good God, man, what do you expect me to do with the blasted stuff? Hawk it from house to house? Set up a honey mail order business? Do a bulk deal with a keeper of bears at London Zoo?
I don't know, but when I do, you better be there.
Dear God. Even smells like Ireland.
Well, don't just stand there. Come on, give us a hand.
I'm sorry, you got yourself into this. You can get yourself out of it. I've got a widow to woo.
I hope she breaks you in half.
Dead dogs and maggots to you, too.
You're the man for the honey.
What?
Why don't you give us a hand unloading?
Well... Hello, could I speak to the chief buyer, please? Good afternoon. I wonder could I possibly interest you in a shipment of the best honey that Ireland has ever... You could at least have let me finish.
Oh, Guy, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's a trifle, really. A bagatelle. I just thought it looked pretty.
You shouldn't go squandering your money like this.
Well, if it makes you happy, how can you say it's squandered?
See? It fits.
Ah.
What's this?
Oh, that's just some wild Irish honey a pal of mine imports. It's supposed to be good for you.
It's lovely. It's musky. You really the sweetest man.
Well, sweets to the sweet. Hamlet, Act 5, Scene 1.
And educated. Myrtle Webster, going on 50, having the time of her life.
To Myrtle, in the sky.
With diamonds.
Oh.
Oh, Guy, what is it?
Oh.
Oh. Guy?
Oh.
Guy?
Oh. Oh.
Tell me, Willie, how much Russian do you know? Excuse me, I'm looking for Tim Wrigley Williams.
Follow me.
Absolutely.
Look for our brands everywhere. You owe it to yourself and to your family. And let's not forget Mother Earth.
Cut. Magic, Tim. That was wonderful. I love the charm. Great sincerity. I think we could just add to it, though, if you could dig your hands into the nuts, as you say the line, yeah?
Just like that.
Magic, magic.
All right, everyone, let's go for another one. Nice and quiet, please.
Quiet, please. Turn over. Stay on running.
And mark it. 25, take 39.
And in your own time, Tim, nice and slow. Action.
Down here at Green Grow the Rushes, though, we believe in the natural way to healthy living, the friendly way, in harmony with the environment. Green Grow the Rushes cares about the world. Do you? Look for our products everywhere. You owe it to yourself and to your families. And let's not forget Mother Earth.
Cut. Magic, Tim. Absolute magic.
The gate's
Magic.
clear.
Print
It's
it, John,
lunch,
print everything.
everyone.
I love your action.
It's the tumbling mushrooms and soulful spaniel straight out.
All right?
English Heartland called, asking if you'd like to address their Ecology Today convention. Oh, and Tusks for Africa say they're still waiting to hear about the scholarship.
Oh, that's nice. Our horse chestnut tonic wine. I knew that was a winner.
Sorry?
Conker juice keeps the flies off. Right then. Thank you.
Mr. Wrigley Williams,
Yes,
I wonder if I could have a word.
I think you are doing.
I think I might have something for you.
Yes?
Honey.
You've got the wrong chap. You need our buyer. Sophie, could you point this man at Tom? I thought you were with the commercials people.
Armenian honey. Known around there as the elixir of life.
Really?
Spoon-fed to the longest-living people in the world, famous for their longevity, are the Armenians, and it's all in the honey.
That's in Russia, isn't it?
Not that they'd like it said. I can get it cheap. A mountain of it. Very cheap.
Sorry, Tim. If you'd like to come this way.
That's all right, Sophie. I think I can, I'll take care of this.
Are you sure you don't want me to come in with you?
You know how it is with these investigations. It could take hours, but thanks for the thought. Don't wait, I'll get a cab back.
And you're feeling all right now?
I never felt better. Bye.
Hurry back, treasure.
All through Armenian antiquity, there's one message that comes up time and time again. It's the honey that does it.
Look, we already do. Mexican honey, Argentinian honey, Canadian, Zimbabwean, English, Irish by the bogful.
They call it lipez, you know, from the nectar of the linden flower, with all its ancient powers as a healer, rejuvenator, life prolonger, antiseptic, aphrodisiac.
Aphrodisiac?
As well as being a treatment for ulcers, cold sores, herpes, pimples, rheumatism, rickets, diabetes. You know, they even say that they're experimenting with it in Moscow now as a cure for AIDS.
Just what kind of figures are we talking here?
50 pence a jar.
That's a joke, isn't it?
Listen, this stuff could be bigger than ginseng and royal jelly put together.
Could be, and it couldn't be. We only know once we get into the marketplace and find out what the punters think.
Well, I couldn't do a penny under 45 pence a jar.
I thought you said it was cheap.
At this price, I'm giving it away.
This price, you're giving it no chance.
Just taste it. Go on, just taste it, you'll see.
Unusual. Tastes sort of peaty.
The Armenian Moors are famous for their peat. Just think of the campaign you could mount for that. It's perfect for the harmony with nature 90s generation.
Right, no promises, but if we were interested, how much of it could you let us have?
Straight away a sample of 60,000 jars. After that, if the deal is right, I could maybe manage it so that Green Grow the Rushes became the sole British importer.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll talk to our marketing team. If packaging thinks it has a chance, we'll do a test run on the 60,000. Can't say fairer than that.
45 pence a jar.
25.
25 pence? That's absurd.
What you're going to get. Honey is a very competitive product, even if it is the elixir of life.
This stuff is liquid gold. In Russia, they queue for an
25 pence a jar, that's my offer. You think about it. And now, if you don't mind, I think I see a delegation from Green England. They want to congratulate me in my fight against greed in the food industry.
You'll be robbing me blind.
I'll send you a white stick.
Says Armenian honey. Guarantee for health, long life, and cure for all known ills. Product of the USSR.
Not bad, eh? We got the wording from a Bolshoi ballet dancer who defected to Liverpool.
You're mad. Whatever you're planning won't work.
It already is working. Wrigley Williams has bought the lot.
For how much?
£12,000.
Well, that's less than half you paid. I told you you'd lose your shirt.
Yeah, maybe.
What's going on here? What are you up to?
You'll see. Are you ready?
Well, are you? You got it worked out?
Yes, sort of.
Sort of? What do you mean, sort of? Tell me.
Don't worry. It'll work better as a surprise. Be more spontaneous.
Well, I don't like surprises. What is it?
Have I ever let you down?
Hundreds of times.
Come on now.
Now, you come on. This is important. She's ripe, she's ready, and she's rolling. Now, all it needs is a convincing performance from you, and we're there. You cock it up, and I'll kill you.
Of course you will. Yeah, come on.
After lunch, Elaine. Perhaps we can do the letters. See you later.
Okay? Perfect.
This is really terrific of you, Myrtle. I'm such a coward about this sort of thing.
Even Morris is allowed a few butterflies now and then. He'll probably tell you you've been wearing your jockstrap too tight.
I seem to remember it was one of these.
Dermody, FRCS.
And RAF recommended. Well, we better wait in there. This place has always given me the shivers. Give me Bomb Alley any day to the no-hiding gaze of a medic with bad news.
Chin up.
If he's arrived, I'll see Air Commodore Buchanan now.
Well, there's a scramble call if ever I had one.
Ah, Air Commodore, come through, come through. Where is that girl? Mrs. Buchanan?
Not quite.
Mrs. Webster is a very close friend of mine.
Very close.
Well, yes.
I wonder, Air Commodore, if it mightn't be a good idea if Mrs. Webster were to hear what I have to tell you. It might help.
What you have to tell me?
Do you mind?
Anything I can do.
I think it might be for the best. Thank you.
Please. Oh, thank you.
Well, Air Commodore, yours isn't an easy one. The tests, as you know, were exhaustive. But I'd like to reassure you that we found absolutely no trace of a tumor.
Ah.
In fact, at first, we found very little. Your health and general fitness would appear to be first class for a man of your age. Everything was as normal as we would hope to expect, except for something which we thought at first must be a blip on the computer.
What sort of a blip?
You'll understand better from these X-rays. Do you see this dark area here? And here? Yes. We think this is the problem. Tell me, Air Commodore, were you ever in Central America?
Yes. I was with British Command in Belize, 65, 67. But I don't understand.
I thought so.
You're not making yourself very clear.
Air Commodore, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but in my opinion, you're suffering from a very rare kind of Mason's syndrome. Osteosclerosis fragilis of the basis sphenoid.
Osteosclerosis?
Probably the result of a mosquito bite several years ago.
What? Ah. This syndrome, what are the details? I mean, what is to be done?
As a professional soldier, you're a brave man, aren't you?
Well,
Don't worry, you're not going to die. Not of this, anyway. Not for a long time. But I'm afraid the headaches are going to get worse. Much worse.
Until?
I'm afraid the outlook isn't very pleasant. You see, Hilary Mason, the chap who identified this syndrome, worked in a mental institution. He discovered that the headaches in all cases increase in frequency and in severity, until eventually they drive the patient
insane.
Basically, what happens is the virus attacks the cranium, causing the skull bone to thicken until it eventually squeezes the brain from the outside in. When that happens... I'm sorry.
you mean I'm going to go...
Mad. Oh, my God.
Well, is there nothing to be done?
Well, I don't wish to raise your hopes too high.
Yes?
And I'm afraid it isn't even recognized in Britain yet.
You mean there is something?
It's very expensive.
Where I come from, madness is madness.
A Swiss clinic engineer I know have been treating patients for the last 2 or 3 years with some considerable degree of success. They don't claim any cure, of course, but they seem satisfied that they can arrest the development of the syndrome. But, as I say, it's beyond the reach of most patients.
Madness.
Well, I have a few savings, and then, of course, there is the RAF pension. What sort of money are we talking here?
Give or take a few Swiss francs, something in the region of 100,000 pounds.
100,000?
If you felt you could possibly find that kind of money, I could arrange an immediate introduction for you.
£100,000?
Some might say that £100,000 is a small price to pay for a man's sanity.
Never get involved with madness. That's what my Bob used to say.
Oh! What is it? An attack?
Terrible, terrible.
Where does it hurt? Here?
Mm,
Here?
yes.
Just as I thought. You're going to have to get used to that from now on.
He might, but I don't.
What?
I'm sorry, Guy, you're a lovely man, but if there's one thing I can't take, it's mental illness.
But there is great hope. They may even do the treatment for 50,000. Let me ask.
50, 100, 200, what's it matter? As my Bob used to say, with a nut, you never know. I'm sorry to be so blunt. I've got to go now. Bye.
Mean, miserable, prejudiced, narrow-minded, plain-faced, clenched-knickered bitches.
Madness, Cassidy. Why did it have to be madness? Why couldn't it have been progressive blindness? Or a tumor? Or creeping paralysis? Anything? Why madness?
It seemed to fit.
Armenian honey. Where'd you want it?
Through here. I'll show you.
I thought you'd see it my way in the end.
I don't know how I'm ever going to make a profit at these prices.
I'm sure you'll find a way. I do. Take a look at these. The plan is to push out a sample of 20,000 jars in the London area. Then when the market responds, we release the rest.
If I'm to import more honey, I need to be paid for this batch now.
Your check's all ready. There is one thing. We've put quite an investment into this product, so we'll need a guarantee that you'll be supplying us and nobody else in the future, should Armenian honey take off.
At a negotiable price.
At the same price.
But I can't live on what you're paying.
Then squeeze the suppliers. Get them to produce it more cheaply. You'd be surprised how much people come down when pressed.
The people are peasants. They're practically starving to death as it is. It's dishonest.
It's business. Agreed? 25 pence a jar for the next 2 years.
Agreed.
And you sign there. And I sign here.
You're the Armenian honey man, aren't you?
Yeah. Have you tasted it yet? It's great stuff.
Oh, it ought to be at that price.
What price would that be?
£4.49, last I heard. Costs a lot to import, does it?
You might say that. Come on, I know you're in there. There's no use hiding.
Hiding? I'll say I'm hiding. Your bungling cost me a £6,000 ring, ruined the scam of the year, and killed any chance of a reasonable future for me.
Reasonable future with Myrtle Webster.
Well, who knows where it might have led? She's worth 40 million.
She's horrible.
She's stinking.
Exactly, and she'd see you screaming in the bin before she gave you a penny.
If I work any more with you, Cassidy, I will be screaming in the bin, you cretin.
Cretin! Okay, that's it. We're finished. I've had enough of you. You're on your own from now on.
Great. Perfect.
The
There's been nothing but sneering and abuse from the day that we met. Who the hell do you think you are to patronize me anyway, you great pompous pumpkin?
A professional, that's what.
Professional? You don't recognize a heaven-sent opportunity when it's staring you in the face. Professional? I've seen more professionalism in a blancmange.
If you're talking about that blasted honey again, I'd have thought you'd have had enough by now. You should count yourself lucky that Wrigley Williams gave you anything at all for it, because I certainly wouldn't.
He's on the hook.
If this is just a feeble attempt to lure me back into one of your harebrained schemes, forget it. It won't work.
Help me do him, and you'll get back every single penny that you lost wooing the widow woman.
Look, just go, will you?
Don't you want to even hear about it?
No.
I'll tell you what. I'll split the profits with you down the middle.
There won't be any profits. There never is with your schemes.
That's a clear £20,000 for you.
No.
You know, Green-Grow the Rushes-O didn't start out as a major health food distributor. Not at all. We got big, and we're getting bigger, because ladies like you trust us to give your families what's good for them. And we do that because we, like you, care about the quality of life, about the world, about...
Mr. Cassidy's been on. So can you call him urgently?
Alice, I am in the middle of addressing the Housewives in Green delegation.
Sorry, but he said it was a matter of life or death. Terribly important.
Cassidy the honeyman? He said that?
Yeah, I think he meant it. He sounded hysterical almost. You better call him here. It'll be on this number.
Better be worth it. Would you excuse me for a moment, please? Hello? Cassidy, what's going on? What's this about?
Can you talk freely? You're not being overheard, are you?
What is it?
Something terrible has happened. The honey I sold you, the Armenian honey.
It isn't in the shops yet, is it?
There's something wrong with the honey?
Is it in the shops?
Well, yes, of course it is. Some of it, 15,000 jars of it. What the hell is wrong with it?
Oh, my God.
What is it? What's wrong?
I daren't tell you over the telephone. Look, I'm coming down. I'll be there within the hour. Whatever you do, don't let anybody near the honey in the barn. Lock the place up.
What?
I'll explain it all to you when I get there. Bye.
Now, the facts that Boris promised us. Have you any idea what this says?
Moscow Dynamos 2, Tbilisi 0.
A football report.
Well, that's why he defected to Liverpool.
Right.
Tell me what's going on.
There's been a terrible mistake. The honey that I sold you isn't from Armenia at all.
So?
It's from a different part of Russia altogether. Georgia.
What's the difference? Georgia, Armenia, who the hell knows the difference?
The hives are in the Kiev part of Georgia, near a place called Chernobyl.
Chernobyl?
Remember the nuclear power station? I've just discovered the entire consignment is contaminated. With nuclear fallout, the honey's radioactive.
Don't believe it.
The whole batch is just about glowing with radiation. If you stuck a bulb into one of the jars, it'd probably light up. I was conned, completely taken. This arrived this morning.
It's in Russian.
Oh, sorry. In effect, what it says is the honey, our honey, should have been buried in cement in Siberia, but it escaped through some bureaucratic loophole. But that under no circumstances should it be handled or consumed. I wanted to tell you myself before the police became involved.
Police?
I'd be the one they'll go for. I should have known it was too cheap to be good. I don't suppose you'll be any more than an accessory. Let's just hope no one dies.
Accessory? Murder?
Let's hope it's only radiation poisoning.
This will ruin me.
But nobody could blame you. It was my fault.
Green-Grow the Rushes O is a household name. Synonymous with environmental care, health foods, good, clean Mother Earth. If it gets out that we've been selling nuclear-contaminated honey...
I really am very sorry.
Sorry! You've ruined me, do you realize? Completely ruined me! No one, no shop, no customer will ever buy a Green Grow the Russia's product again.
I'll repay you every penny, of course.
I don't want that bloody money.
Oh, you must take it. I wouldn't feel right.
Who knows about this?
Well, in Britain, nobody but me and you. In Moscow, they don't even want to know. You know what they're like.
There's got to be a way out. Must be.
The real problem, of course, is that bulk honey in the barn.
What do you mean?
Well, split up into separate jars in shops all over the country. Who else is ever to know? But right now, you've got yourself, your staff, and your family sitting right next to a major source of radiation.
Oh, my God.
I was just thinking. No, it wouldn't be right.
What?
Well, you know that nuclear dustman chap? What's his name? He's often in the papers. They call him out on the sly to Sellafield or Dungeness whenever anything goes wrong. Buchanan. That's it. Works for himself. Why don't we get in touch with him?
Buchanan?
Yes. Secretive sort of chap, too, by all accounts. He might have an idea. You could maybe trace him through some of your mates in Greenpeace or Friends of the Earth. They'd know where to find him.
Oh, I can't do that. They might ask awkward questions, want to know why I want him. You don't know these people. They live and breathe gossip. They all hate each other.
Well, I don't know.
You find him.
What, me? I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yes, you would. You have to. Come on. You got us into this. Find this Buchanan and explain.
Well, I'll do my best. But I can't promise.
And for God's sake, be quick about it.
Hello? Cassidy? Look, this isn't going to work. You'll never believe it.
It is, and he will. Get the packaging right, and people will believe anything. Listen, he's desperate. He's waiting to hear from you now. Don't let him down.
Let's get one thing absolutely straight. Before I agree to help you, I want your assurance that no member of the public has been put at risk. Yet.
You have my word on that.
My price for clearing the honey and disposing of it is £50,000 cash.
So much?
If anything goes wrong, it could be the end of my career. It might even be the end of my life.
Very well.
Right. Tonight, I want the strictest security. No member of staff present, no family. We'll take care of everything. Agreed?
Yes.
Good man. Now all it needs is a few well-directed prayers from you, and leave the rest to us. Okay? Right. Spread out. Spread out. Fall.
I should kill you. You've endangered my family, my staff, my livelihood. It's cost me £50,000.
Okay, Willie, as quick as you can.
There's not many who would change places with those guys tonight.
Are there any who would change places with me?
Always the same with Cassidy's scams. He gets somebody else to do the donkey work.
you get the suits from, anyway?
The panto at the Gaiety. My God, I've never seen so much money.
You'd think he'd come by it honestly, the way he moaned when he had to pay up. He used to be a used car salesman, you know.
The only question now is, down which sewer do we pour the honey? Mrs. Webster, isn't it?
Hello, Doctor. I didn't know you did calls.
Only for air aces and national heroes. Won't you come in? Look who's come to see you, Air Commodore.
Oh, Myrtle.
Are you feeling all right, Guy?
As well as can be expected.
It isn't the insanity yet, then?
No.
But those men outside.
Maneuvers, darling. Anti-nuke stuff. I'm still semi-attached. Still waiting for something sneaky to come in from Russia.
Apart from wanting to know how you are, what brought me here today, Guy,
Yes?
was that jar of honey you gave me. As my Bob said, if you've got a nose, girl, use it.
Absolutely right.
And unless I'm very much mistaken, that wild Irish honey has the sexiest, raunchiest, muskiest, sweetest smell of subliminal sexuality since pheromones were discovered. Added to which, it's a wonderful natural skin nutrient, as the doctor here will tell you.
Oh, I will.
So what I'm saying, Guy, is would you happen to know where I might buy the stuff in bulk?
Bulk?
By the ton. I'm going into production. Honey myrtle. The face cream for the natural 90s woman. Bob would have liked that.
Honey myrtle. Well, yes, I suppose I could put you in touch with the importers, but I don't think it will be cheap.
What is? What is? Thank you, Guy. You're a pet.
Oh!
Is he all right?
Yes, he's fine. It's probably all been too much excitement. Isn't that right, Air Commodore?